I've been thinking on it lately, and, well, you're right.
Oh, but you're mean-spirited, rude, and overly amorous friends?
Yeah, that. I don't know what to do.
You still got time to think about it, at least. You're young, and you're gonna mess up now and then. I just don't want someone as sweet as you wasting your energy trying to appeal to bad influences, you know?
You know, in a way, I guess I'm glad I came here. The friends I made here are a lot less uncomfortable to be around. I don't think a single huge argument or catfight broke out.
For a death game where I could die any minute, things are surprisingly calm most days.
Maybe since everything's virtual, staying dead isn't actually a concern. I'm in no rush to find out, though.
Yeah.
What happened on this island, Gramble?
Everything I thought I knew was wrong. Bugsnax never loved me.
Gramble.
Don't hand out love to anything that don't deserve it. Not anymore. The fact I care so much about you says it all.
Gramble, you're gonna make me cry. I still want to give them another chance. I know them, they've got flaws, but they're not completely rotten.
I think I'd have given up on them and moved on, but...
I'm not giving up on them that easily.
Do they regret what they did?
I think so.
I can't stop ya, but I do hope you stand your ground.
I'm no pushover. Don't worry.
I think I see what you mean with the motives.
Yeah, this motive was lame. Really lame.
I don't see how any of these are embarrassing enough to be a motive for, killing people. I was expecting something like murder or arson or, you know, crime stuff.
Yeah, really.
How'd you find all the envelopes anyway?
I didn't. My curiosity got the better of me.
So you borrowed them from the police then? I think they had them all, right?
It's more like I snooped on them when nobody was looking.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, aside from one or two, those secrets were... Well, I'm asking a lot of questions, and I doubt I'll look at some of these guys the same way, but I'd rather learn about the floor lube thing over the sent a child to the underworld one.
Yeah, they all sounded really bad out of context. But in context?
I definitely want to ask for the context, but I've already invaded everyone's privacy, so I should just stop now before I tick them off.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, I really want to know. I'm so curious.
I am too, but...
Idea. There's someone we can ask questions that won't get upset.
CEO got finance for me because weird people were blocking his way to his target until he agreed to. Sam sent the child to the underworld because they had Tourette syndrome and an underworld TV show needed to be cancelled. So he sent the kid with uncontrollable swears there. And they're the death races because the death have had a bad reputation for siding with the Reapers and killing people, despite Legion's existence. Though, to be fair, he at least got over the Quarian and Krogan racism, so at least some progress was made.
What about the mean things Natsuki and Gramble said?
Natsuki's argument with Yuri was actually Monica's fault because she was screwing up everything from behind the scenes.
I don't know who those people are.
Our clubmates. And Gramble wasn't overweight to stealing his pets from his barn when the town had a food shortage.
Hindsight is 20/20, considering what exactly his pets were.
Any more questions?
Why does the sky look weird all the time?
That's a skybox. I think it looks cool.
Sam, when you said this game is confusingly not very threatening at all, I didn't really understand what that really meant until now.
Why is this game about murder mysteries so low pressure from the enemy side? We're causing more stress and damage, freaking out over all of this.
Wait, is that why? Well, if we're the ones messing everything up for ourselves, then I guess the bad guys didn't have to put in much effort anyway, huh?
I guess, but you'd think they'd get more involved in this.
I'm not sure then.
Aw. How are you feeling?
A little less anxious, I'll admit.
That's good to hear.
This drama and moping just doesn't suit me. I wish I was back on the road with snarky quips and hilarious hijinks instead of this stupid despair crap.
It feels like you and me come from two different worlds.
Oh yeah, you're boring, empathetic, and practical, while I'm over-the-top crazy, apathetic, and out there. Honestly, the only thing we have in common is our name.
Did you have to call me boring?
You're not the most exciting person to be around. Maybe the kids Natsuki and Gramble like the peace and quiet, but unless I'm watching TV or enjoying a beach day or something, I'd rather shoot a giant squid destroying the city with a rocket launcher, with Max.
But still, even you like quiet time every now and then.
Yes, but I'm trying to say that we're basically opposites. You can handle boredom better, but I'm so tired of waiting for something spontaneous and exciting to happen already. I'm usually not waiting up to 3 weeks for a criminal to show themselves for me and Max to take down.
Where do you live that everything goes wrong that often?
New York.
Oh, that explains it. Things aren't that crazy in Alberta.
Wait, you're Canadian?
Canadians are weird!
That explains it. We almost never go to Canada because nothing crazy ever happens there.
Well, except for the Wendigos murdering everyone thing.
Hey, now I have a reason to visit Canada.
You go wherever the action is, don't you?
Absolutely. Oh, quick question. How was the monarchy after Sybil stepped down as queen?
Huh? We should have another beach party before the week ends. That was a great way to unwind.
With all the melodrama happening, we definitely needed some fun in the sun. Seriously, the tension's so thick you could cut it with a knife. I prefer more board games and volleyball over the cops arguing or everyone being afraid all the time.
You're always so calm, Nat. It's nice that at least one of us can keep a level head in all this. But it's odd because, well...
I'm not exactly the type to be... chill.
Yes and no. You come across as being in the middle in most situations. It's also... it feels unnatural.
So does my hair, but that's still a thing that happened. Seriously, how does my hair fringe thing get hoops like this on my scalp that goes down to my neck along my sides?
You don't do that yourself? Actually, better question. How are you handling a murder game so well?
I could ask you that too, Sam. You're handling this pretty well for yourself, being only 1 year older than me. Yes, I'm 18.
It's an easy thing to forget because of how...
I'm short and cute, I get it. I just get tired of being treated as either a child that can't take care of themselves or... how do I say this in a nice way? Let's just say that finding the right guy isn't easy if they like you for your looks, and I look like...
Got the picture.
There's also the opposite side. You have no idea how infuriating it is to be called bait repeatedly.
I can't imagine what you're going through.
Honestly, it's for the best you don't know anyway. I don't like being angry all the time, but I don't really have a lot to be happy about right now.
Hey, you got a moment?
Gotta be. What do you need?
I know it's not my business, and you already spend a lot of time with him, but Sam's holding in a lot of anger, and I worry.
Yeah, he hides it well, but it's becoming more noticeable.
I think you're the closest thing he has to Max right now.
He made an effigy in our hut, and he keeps talking to it.
Could you make sure Sam stays sane? Or as sane as he can be?
Leave it to me. Just know that there might not be much forest left when we're done.
Aww. Well, I guess that is getting the anger out. Is that why you're violent too?
It's just way more fun to break things. It's very cathartic.
I think Coco likes it a bit too much.
We're never living that down, are we?
It's not the easiest thing to forget. So, what's a normal day for you like? Action and explosions?
That or napping. Not usually an in-between. Not unless Coco needs me to get home and grab her a laptop battery.
Why would you have a spare laptop battery lying around? Can't you just charge it with a cord?
In the jungle?
Why were you hanging out in the jungle with a laptop and not doing that at your house? If you're getting fresh air in nature, you should probably commit to it, you know?
Not your decision to make, ma'am.
Sorry. But yeah, if you can keep Sam from burning the town down, please do so.
Don't worry. I can handle this.
Is he okay?
He's improving a lot faster now. The beach party was definitely a good call.
That's good. I'm glad Natsuki recommended it.
Did you and Nico have fun?
The sandcastle's gone now, but it was fun to make.
That's nice to hear. I wish I saw it, but I was a bit busy at the time.
We should do that again before we go somewhere else.
You mean the next phase?
Yeah.
I'm not against it. Maybe we could go skiing on the mountain too. We didn't really do too much fun stuff at the lodge.
Is there anything fun we can do in a desert?
Stare at cacti? I don't know why that'd be fun though. We should all go on a nature walk soon.
Everyone move out of the fireplace and stand for this is mandatory.
That can't be good. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room.
Rambles, not doing so good. Thanks for reading with him through this.
I just hope I'm really helping.
I'm more than certain you are. People are always hard to read, but to me, very openly showing you care is one of the best things you can do, even when the person isn't having an episode.
Yeah. There's a sunny beach and plenty of great hiking and jogging spots here, and I kind of want to see if Gramble would feel better outside, but I just don't know if it's a good idea.
In combination with the killing game thing and making it more dangerous.
Honestly, I'm not sure how to feel about that. The stakes for the motives don't seem very high, but the tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. There's so much else going wrong right now. Gramble's freaking out, Gale's lurking wherever. There's so many people in charge of this game we don't know about. One of them is a participant. Carl just blew himself to hell over it, and Mayu killed Papyrus and Kate.
And the investigation teams at each other's throats over unnecessary disagreements.
You're part of all this, right? You seem reasonable. Can't you fix this?
It's not that simple.
Of course it isn't.
Actually, why are you talking to me about this?
I don't know who else to ask at this point. You're part of this, so you must be able to do something. Worth a shot.
Can I ask something? What are your thoughts on a violent simulation occurring?
Please, no.
Hear me out. So, everyone's tension and irritation is through the roof, and because of the situation we're in, there's little to no way to get it out. If the simulation occurred that allowed everyone to get ridiculously undercurred, Would it flush the rage out of their system, or would it do the opposite and make everyone feel better at that one moment, then have an immediate craving for more?
Either one, but I'm not participating in it, okay? I'm a pacifist. I don't like violence. Self-defense is the only exception.
I can't really guarantee that.
This is such a stupid game. Who's enjoying this? Seriously.
Miss Sam, as much as I'd like everyone to get along and everything to be peachy, that's boring and nobody wants that.
I mean, yeah, but that needs to stay in things like books and movies. There's a big, beautiful world out there, and we should keep it that way, instead of ruining it with stuff like this torture.
Lady, this is not a torture. I don't think anyone wants to know what that looks like.
Well, I'm not wrong that we're suffering for no reason. Sorry. I'm just really upset and stressed right now. But seriously, if you can help, please do.
I'll see what I can do.
Bramble, I'm sorry about last week. I just didn't know what else to do. You sleepwalk and have nightmares and everything's going wrong and...
I got it. I know you have good intentions, Nico.
Well, it still made things worse. And was very annoying.
But you were right. I was running from the problem. And I can't keep running from my problems.
I still don't feel good about it.
I ran the Bug Snacks Ranch back then. I grew attached to them.
But they were bad. But you also didn't know that until it was almost too late.
Sprout was always so loyal. I'm so confused. What made Sprout not attack me?
Huh?
Sprout didn't attack me. Neither did McQueebles. But the snacks were parasites, so...
Maybe they did love you. But just them?
I don't know. I'm not sure if I could trust them after the siege.
But they didn't hurt you, so they must have liked you, right?
It'd be simpler if they didn't. I could just say they're all evil monsters and call it there, and move on.
That's pretty conflicting.
Yeah.
I feel like the fact that you turned a parasite away from its insecty hive mind says something. I just don't know what. But if you ask me, it's because you're so nice that it actually did love you back.
That's a nice sentiment, Nico.
Do you remember this place? What happened here?
I don't remember at all. I only remember up until the attack.
The attack of this town?
Yeah, I trusted them. I loved them so much, and they tried to kill us all.
And by they, you mean the bug snacks of the island, right? Don't let the cuteness fool you, they're deadly.
Yeah.
On a completely unrelated note, did you hear about a cute dating sim game involving a literature club?
It's a very random question to ask.
Not in context, it isn't.
Was that supposed to mean something?
Yes, it was, but back to you. You remember up until the attack happened, but not what the aftermath was?
Oh, Grump, did I black out? Are they all gone? Oh, please let it be safe. We were gonna start a family together.
I think I see the problem here. Aside from your PTSD, that's obvious. You're worried about your girlfriend.
Of course I'm gonna be worried about her. She's the only one left that cares about me.
What about the others?
Well, we don't hate each other, but... Grumpin'. I wasted all that time raising snacks.
And dating your girlfriend.
Now, the former more than the latter.
You know, your bio said about familial neglect and abandonment, and... Well, if it wasn't obvious your parents abandoned you before, it sure as heck is now.
Hindsight's 20/20. I know what I should have done better now, but... I hope it's not too late.
Well, you're doing a better job at parenting than my dad is, so you're several steps in the right direction.
Your dad?
Ugh, seriously? I complained about Yuri being edgy, but not my abusive dad? Well, to be fair, it really hasn't been relevant anymore.
Your dad abused you?
He was neglectful on his good days. Remember when I said I didn't eat right growing up?
What the grump? Who starves their kid?
And now I'm stuck looking like a 10-year-old at age 18. Woo freaking who.
You deserve better than that. No wonder you're always angry. You're grumping starving.
Not as much recently, though. I really don't have a good excuse for the moodiness. Not that there is an excuse for being a jerk.
Do you think I might be going overboard with Nanako and Nico?
Kinda hard to tell, but I don't have the best frame of reference. But if you're asking if you'd be a good father, I don't doubt it.
Thanks, Natsuki.
Uh-huh. You stay in bed. I'll go get food to eat.
Right.
And I forgot why we even had this conversation. Crap. Well, you still gotta eat.
Yeah. Crash? Can I ask what that loud sound was we heard earlier?
Oh, Nani, the bump of the cannonade.
Please write it down. Okay? As much as I want to know what that was about, the gunshot's more important. What happened here?
Gato Hano.
Who did he shoot? What grumpin'? Grr.
Mira Hanos.
He shouldn't get away with this. I'm glad he didn't. That said, I'm still uneasy. He might try again, or try to get revenge. You stick with someone, okay?
And a kind of kick cock. And a combat in a hamburger and I killed a hoop up with a snacky.
I have no idea what you just said.
Ramble, can we all watch TV together?
We got TV?
Yeah. I asked if we could have TV and Octavian said we could. So now we can watch TV.
Huh, that's unexpected. We didn't have much technology out here unless it was for archaeology, biology, or trap making. Yeah, I guess this place isn't meant to be completely authentic. Last I checked, meat didn't grow out of the ground.
Reds are signed, red, we're on our best. Yay!
They're kinda...
Not very threatening.
Rex is the mastermind, right? Something seems weird about that.
Yeah, he's not far off from how Octavian is he? There must be more to this. Maybe the other associates are pulling the strings, or... I'll think about it later. Right now, I need to unwind.
Someone tried to prank me. I'm the only one dressed head to toe in red colors.
Why do people keep making courtroom murder games?
It doesn't feel very original right now.
You like some imbecile.
Good news, Issa. I don't need your mother anymore. I've created a replacement that's superior to her in almost every way.
Dad, that's just a plant. Homer, I want that thing out of my house.
Is this what Wambus does when Triffany ain't home?
So the cure for this outbreak is in Canada, developed by top researchers. We are to head there on behalf of the President in cooperation with SORT in order to secure it for the sake of reversing all of this. Any questions?
Doesn't that mean all the zombies we killed were people we were supposed to be saving?
I think we made a huge mistake.
Yes. Yes, we did. It was them or us. I wouldn't hesitate. It's unfortunate, but it's for the greater good if we succeed. And succeed sooner before everything gets worse. That doesn't make me feel better.
Let's just go and save the world. It'll all work out. They'll just respawn anyway.
That has never been the case. Ever.
Wait, does this planet not do that?
They don't seem very scared of the zombies.
Zombies have their own subgenre. I think it's so overexposed that nobody cares anymore.
And now for something incredibly irreverent that'll probably offend somebody. According to the Bible, Lot, his wife, and his daughters had to run and not look back when their town got destroyed. Lot's wife looked and got turned into a pillar of salt.
My wife is dead.
Would you like fries with that?
What's the Bible?
I have no idea.
I'll tell you about those things later. And maybe some holidays, 'cause you probably want to know what Christmas is later.
This island has a bad reputation for killing everyone that steps foot on it, but so far it doesn't seem that bad to live on.
The crops seem fine, the weather's not bad, no earthquakes. What exactly is wrong with this place again?
Apparently it's the bug snacks, but those things aren't here right now.
Bramble did say that, but I don't know, I'm not getting survival of the fittest vibes here. Speaking of survival, you went up against some crazy monsters before, huh?
Yep.
What's the toughest son of a you've had to fight?
Nemesis. Hands down. That thing refused to stay down and leave me alone.
Was it a giant monster the size of a room?
No, well, eventually yes, but it was the size of, I'd say, CEO's body type with actually easier comparison. You remember CEO with tentacles out of his back from his bioimage gallery?
The one where he still resembles a person, or the one where he's a giant chunk of mouths?
Former, not the latter. Just add zombie stalker with giant rocket launcher and you'll get the picture. And he still shows up now and then.
That really is one tough son of a When was the last you saw him?
One of the times I was stuck dealing with other big groups of weird people. I think Phoenix Wright yelled it to death the last time I saw it. Or maybe he was yelling at Spider-Man. I don't remember. Life's been crazy lately.
I know that feeling. Me and the Normandy crew can't even enjoy shore leave without everyone trying to kill us out of nowhere.
Yep.
Well, I guess my toughest kill is pretty pathetic compared to yours.
No, you can still complain about it. Your problems are still valid.
That wasn't where I was going with this.
Where were you going with it then?
Never mind, my reasoning would probably annoy you.
You weren't trying to make a contest out of this, were you?
Yeah, I figured you'd be annoyed.
Oh my god, Garrus. Is this really what you and the crew do in your free time? Compare kill streaks and big kills? How irreverent is everyone in the future that surviving whatever it is you put up with is considered fun?
I think Grunt is rubbing off on me.
That is...
He's basically a young Krogan.
So, immature.
And homicidal. It's just a part of Krogan culture to kill things.
Wow, the future is so advanced. We went from immature biggest dick contests to extremely suicidal big kill contests.
CEO?
Vicarian, I still want to know more about you. Perhaps it might help jog your memories.
Worth a shot, I suppose.
Okay, so your quest for vengeance. Were they involved in it?
Yes, I remember they helped me with it. I think.
You think?
Well, it's there anyway, so that's a step in the right direction.
Better than nothing. Context?
Okay, so the reason I'm nicknamed Archangel? That's my alias when I was on Omega, which is infamously filled with so much crime and scum that no matter how many of them I killed, the police was still terrible. Like nothing we did made a dent.
With you so far. Is we a group or just you?
I was the group leader of the operation to take down all that filth. Some of the goons managed to capture one of my men. Made him turn traitor.
And now you and that man were the only ones that survived whatever traitor's trap was laid out.
Bingo.
And you had to live with that.
War is
War might be an exaggeration, but the stress of situations like that, I imagine it would be difficult to overcome without getting PTSD.
Actually, I am military. It's It's a part of Turian culture.
Wait, your culture is militaristic? Didn't know that.
Halavan's culture heavily involves discipline, self-sacrifice, etc. In fact, the military is the center of our society. It's not just an armed force, it's an all-encompassing public works organization. So, yeah, pretty much everything is military.
Has anyone told you that you're a pretty crappy Turian? I like you even more now.
You know, I still don't really know much about your world either.
You'd hate it. It's entirely business. Every single thing is about monetary gain in some capacity. In fact, if you don't earn a high enough income, that's grounds for termination.
Getting fired termination or killed termination?
Both. Which is why Sthel needs to die. Business Planet can't keep going like this.
I think I hate your planet, yeah. Also, that's a very generic name for a planet.
Hey, I didn't name it. I don't think. Wait, we're trying to jog your memory, not mine.
Right, sorry.
How did the revenge plot end? I assume he died. You don't remember.
I don't remember.
Okay. The gaps in your memory are probably important. Otherwise, why remove them?
I don't know. It's like... It feels like it's there, fighting itself?
Huh?
I don't know how to describe it. Oh, Spears, this is frustrating.
I still think the mastermind is behind this idiocy. I say we try an... interrogation.
Are we going to... Oh yeah, Octavian.
I'll get the rope. You find something to knock him out with.
You made the right call with Gale. Hopefully you'll take a hint now.
He doesn't strike me as the type.
Yeah. But I still think interrogating Octavian would be a good call too.
Nope. He's in a position of power over us.
He's the minion.
So, he basically outranks us. And even then, Rex having less free labor wouldn't be something he'd like.
Yes, but if Octavian knows the answer, we should get it out of him. Unfiltered. Otherwise, he'll filter the answer to the point where he won't get all the information. Or he'll have time to come up with a clever deception.
Your point is valid, but flawed. You're no use to the world if you're dead. The smart option is to not tick off the people in charge of creating the virtual world.
So what? I'm supposed to just play along with the murder game?
That's not what I'm saying either. You think in extremes a lot, don't you?
Well, a bit.
You'll need to get over that, sooner rather than later. Things get nuanced sometimes, and this is one of those times.
And you destroying everything and lazing about all day as nuance because...
It soothes me.
Destruction is soothing to you. I'll never understand you.
It's called catharsis. Look it up. Also, pot calling the kettle black here considering you enjoy killing things.
Where did you hear that?
The huts aren't well insulated. I heard you bring up the biggest kill thing with Jill earlier.
I mean... that's different.
You take pride in murder, but you act like you have the moral high ground over me. Look, whoever you shot probably deserved it, but you're not as mature as you think you are.
And you are.
Yes, because I can control myself better than you.
Sure. Nanako, are you okay?
Are you all going to be nice to each other now?
Nanako, it's not that simple.
Why?
Because some people just don't agree or don't get along.
Why?
Because we all have different opinions on what the best thing to do is.
That's not a good reason to be rude to Mr. Sam.
Nanako, you'll understand when you're older that people just don't mesh together every time.
You're wrong. It's not about that. It's about understanding. Dad's not home as much as I want, but he has a very busy job to keep us in our house.
That's not the same thing.
How? If you're both good people, how is being understanding impossible?
You think Sam, who destroys everything and has a circle in is a good person?
You are... That's not... Hold on.
you calling me to back you up?
You called the enemy.
They're the only one who saw us talking. We can't ask... Well...
Carl's in a better place.
Because of you.
Something feels off about this. I know I'm right, but I can't say anything.
Garrus, you just pulled a starving children in Africa card on a little girl. Don't bring up unrelated points to justify your own, it just pisses people off.
How was that unrelated?
Because Sam being destined for or being bad doesn't mean he can't be reasoned with or understanding in any capacity. As such, it's not related. In fact, Sam is surprisingly very reasonable if you're nice to him.
Which you aren't.
Why is everyone getting on my case about this crap?
Because you're fraying judgmental and insensitive and it's annoying.
How am I either of those things?
Do you really want me to answer that?
Natsuki, can I ask something?
What's up?
Are we going to have another trivia night?
Why? You don't know half of what was brought up.
I like learning things.
It'd probably be best if you learned more practical things like cooking, math, sewing, or cleaning than... Considering how the mission of Rachel and Eric King went, who would you likely not see in the Lost Temple of Naram-Sin?
You don't think hearing about those vampires was interesting?
Not really.
I thought it was interesting.
But we can't do anything with the information. It's not like any of us have connections to the US government that could do something with that information. Except maybe Gail or Sam.
Sam's a part of the US government? Did you get a job helping the animals?
Officer Sam.
Oh, what's his job in the government?
Being the first lady isn't really a job.
Okay, which Sam are we talking about right now?
You kinda missed my point.
No, I got your point that it isn't important to us and we can't do anything about it. But that doesn't make it pointless. It's still interesting to talk about.
Okay, fair, but trivia night doesn't work well when it relies on history or pop culture that's happened on a bunch of different planets at different times. It makes everyone feel stupid through no fault of their own.
I don't see it that way, but I did get the feeling the others didn't like it much. Aww.
We could try roughing it out in the forest a bit instead. Get some survival experience. It'd be like a camping trip.
That does sound fun, but I wanna, talk to people. Maybe we could play Truth or Dare over the campfire, but with truth so we can learn more about each other and be friends better.
That's not a bad idea. Why not try both of our ideas?
Yay! Everyone's here! Well, almost everyone.
Why'd you invite me?
Yeah, really.
Hey, no being mean, okay?
So, you wanted to just talk to each other?
Not a minute, bad in there.
Don't worry, I'm getting better at figuring out what you're saying.
Those secrets were really... The mastermind's being very rude. So let's talk about something cool about ourselves. I'll go first. Pancakes are my favorite food. Do you guys like pancakes?
I do.
One time for my birthday, I ate 10 pancakes.
10 pancakes?
Yeah, I wasn't hungry for the rest of the day. But Mama makes such good pancakes.
I'm starting to get hungry now.
Mr. Sam, you must have done a lot of cool things as a police officer, right?
This ought to be good.
Oh yeah, me and Max do all sorts of fun stuff. Did any of you hear about the time we took on the army of space gorillas?
No.
Guess you had to be there.
Space gorillas?
Trust me, it's the least crazy thing to happen in New York.
I met Spider-Man. That checks out. You met Spider-Man?
He's the worst pizza delivery boy ever, by the way.
My pizza looked like a sloppy Joe.
Context? Who's Spider-Man and why is this a huge deal?
He's an ultra-powerful superhero like you'd see in comics. How'd you meet him?
It was one of those times I was inexplicably surrounded by weird people. Meeting Spider-Man was the least weird thing that happened that day.
What was the weirdest then?
The Hulk getting mauled by lawyers.
More evidence! Paper cut!
I have no idea why this keeps happening to me.
Surrounded by weirdos or mauled by lawyers?
The former.
At least life's never dull.
If the meat farm needs help so we can get some more yummier food, I could help out.
I don't think meat's supposed to grow out of the ground.
Yeah, but I'm asking because I like growing veggies. I've learned how to grow veggies from a school project, and me and Big Bro worked really hard to get yummy, fresh-grown veggies.
I didn't know you liked gardening. Cool.
It's really hard work, but it's worth it.
Soil here's not very good, though.
It must be out of nutrients. I guess we can't go to the store to get new soil, so maybe we need to go somewhere else to grow better food.
That's probably why Wambus couldn't farm to save his life, honestly. The soil was on top of a test the size of an island.
Is there anything you can think about yourself that's cool, Bramble?
Not really.
I thought your girlfriend was a celebrity.
That's not really about me, though.
Better than nothing.
Young love. Such a simpler time in my life. Valentine's Day had such a nice appeal back then.
Ooh, you had a crush on someone? How'd it go?
Not sure I should answer that.
It went badly?
Very.
Any of you try rock climbing before?
That sounds dangerous.
Don't worry. There's plenty of procedures and equipment in place to keep it safe in case if you fall. Unless you climb an actual rock wall instead, then yeah, you shouldn't try that.
You like parkour?
You and Sam should go jogging sometime.
No thanks.
I think she meant me.
Oh, yeah, that makes much more sense.
Exercise can be very helpful in staying fit and relieving stress. Often before missions, before I was on the Normandy, we'd have sparring matches. It also helped resolve disputes. If you couldn't settle it with words, you'd spar it out.
That could get nasty, though.
It's supervised, and nobody will risk an injury that will interfere with the mission.
Last I heard, your strength during those matches was your reach.
Don't go where I know you're going.
Well, you both might smart clever by recontextualizing it for that scenario.
Whatever you're doing to try and embarrass him, stop doing it.
You've been really quiet, Octavian. Do you have anything cool you did?
I'm not cool.
Interesting then. Is there anything interesting you did?
Let's see, the first thing that comes to mind is... probably the fantasy story I was writing.
You were writing a fantasy story? Like, not some crappy fanfic, an actual homemade story?
Nobody trusted me to write it. Hindsight is 2020. The plot sucked.
What ruined it? Overindulgence? Preachiness? Mary's Utopia?
No, it was caused by overambitiousness. Every idea I thought was interesting or a message I felt needed said I tried incorporating.
So you bit off more than you could chew.
Yep. I see how anything cool you did.
Do you know the answer to that in advance?
Yes, but that's easier to actually say.
You learned nothing new about anyone here, did you?
Right not.
You're creepy.
And turning into a giant mouth monster from drug use isn't.
Touché.
What did you do that was cool, CEO? Because drugs aren't, and I worry about you.
Did I just get dissed by Nanako? Well, I went to the moon.
Did you stop by the gift shop on the way there?
Everything was overpriced, so it was pretty much normal. I think my brain is melting from all of this weird. This is not how I should have reacted to this conversation.
Welcome to the club.
Hot dogs are done. Garrus, here's a bag of Turian chips.
Thanks.
Hold still. If you keep moving, you'll aggravate the wound further. Now let me treat you.
Your team's even more unstable than I thought.
Welcome to my life for the past couple weeks.
That dog needs to be put down.
Okay, this is getting old. I'm not asking for much, just some basic level cooperation and understanding. And not just from you.
This is completely unsurprising. We're in a game of kill or be killed.
Well, maybe the tension would be lower if you played nice out of courtroom cases too. Your bullcrap has not been helping with the tension, especially now with what you tried doing to Crash. Are you going to learn from this? If it wasn't for me, you'd have bled out by now. Think about that.
I'll give you credit where it's due. I owe you, but once I do, we're even, and that's that.
You know what? I'll take it. Better than nothing. But seriously, don't attempt murder again, or Sam might actually kill you. Now go to bed. You need to recover. I want as many of us out of this as possible.
So I guess you all know my secret.
Yeah? So?
What do you mean, yes, so?
Time travel's being weaponized, so what?
Do none of you care about that?
Gale, I have to deal with zombie outbreaks and bioweapons made by a pharmaceutical company. I have bigger problems than whatever time travel crap you SRT operatives are doing. The others on my team couldn't care less either. I think Sam and Crash dealt with time travel before multiple times. They seemed like they're unimpressed.
Time travel is unimpressive to those nutcases.
I can barely understand Crash, but even I could tell he said it was, and I quote, lame. Thanks for helping get the kids out of there.
Unfortunately, they're asking questions.
Sam shot Gale, I'm afraid.
No, not that.
It's not that? Why are they asking questions then?
Because of the ridiculously loud yes noise that happened. Nico's asking about puberty now.
Yeah, that definitely sounded like puberty.
Anyways, besides that, we don't talk much. Let's fix that. How are you holding up in all this?
Could be better. Group stability and cohesion is...
low, very low. Everyone sees it.
I thought as much.
We're not as pathetic as you guys think we are. I get why you all see us as some helpless civilians, but give us a bit of credit, okay? We can take care of ourselves, and we're smart enough to use the buddy system and tell each other where we're going.
Still, one of us got careless and almost paid for it.
I get that. You gotta be careful and keep your guard up. But also, you can't live your life in paranoid fear to the point where you aren't living either.
I'm still bothered by just how unnaturally calm you've been this whole time.
And I don't blame you one bit. It's definitely weird. But I'm not gonna pretend I'm freaking out over everything. First of all, that's not helpful. Secondly, I don't have the energy for that. All I want is to sit down, relax, play some nice, calm games, and chill. That's it. And maybe watch people arguing depending on the circumstance.
That sounds like the opposite of the rest of those things.
Honestly though, watching Octavian yell at Mayu was pretty good. It's fun watching the passive one let loose. When it's not against me anyway, then it sucks. And Mayu was so obviously evil, I knew she had it coming.
You knew Mayu was evil?
You couldn't tell from how dead she sounded, and the Mio obsession, and her bio, which brought up the Mio obsession, and her mannerisms?
I didn't look at her bio.
Might help you out to check that thing.
Natsuki.
CEO?
If you will allow me a moment, I want to know more about cooking. I'm not very skilled in this area outside of following box instructions. But you are.
I'm used to baking, but I can give you some pointers. Why the sudden interest, though? You don't seem the type to care.
That's been changing. Believe it or not, this game is actually less terrible than where I'm from.
Oh yeah, corporate business everywhere. You probably don't know how the worlds we live in work either.
I'm slowly piecing it together, but I see the patterns.
It's not perfect, but it's better than yours for sure. Everything we take for granted is probably amazing to you.
I feel like I'm dreaming. There's color everywhere.
That's impressive by your standards?
Yes.
Oh wow, it really is that bad.
I would like to continue the cooking, or baking, or whatever. I cannot go back to those crappy sandwiches I lived on for so long.
Alright, let's start with the basics first. Bread. It'd be easier with a kitchen, hold on. Can we go back to that kitchen from phase 2 so I can bake stuff again?
I mean, I could just get you whatever you need for a hut.
These huts are small.
Give me a sec. What's the problem exactly?
CEO wants to learn cooking. That's easier with a kitchen.
Oh, okay. That should be a big deal. Give me a few minutes.
And it's better than nothing.
I don't think that half came out right.
I think this oven heats stuff up towards the back faster. Either way, let's ignore the charred part and eat the good part.
The charred part, I'll eat that later.
The heck? I wouldn't eat that.
So, this is basic bread.
Yep. Depending on techniques used and ingredients added, it can become a lot of different bread types. Sweet, sour, salty, etc.
Though I take it that if overcooked, it'll turn into a brick, and then its only purpose would be as a lethal weapon.
Who the heck would use bread as a lethal weapon?
What did you make those pretzels with? Concrete?
Please don't sue us again.
I haven't seen this much baked horror since Agent 47 pelted his targets with blueberry muffins.
Actually, don't answer that. Just eat the bread.
Okay. Oh my god.
I did good, huh?
How much do I owe you?
Free of charge.
I'm not sure when or if I'll get used to this world. And I'm okay with that. Bread is lethal if you poison it, though.
Stop answering the rhetorical question.
You could speak this whole time.
Don't lecture me. You made your opinion of me clear.
An opinion of someone you pretended to be.
I'm not pretending to be someone I'm not. You don't like my antics.
You realize you came across as a troglodyte, correct?
What is a troglodyte?
You act like a caveman incapable of basic speech most of the time.
Do you want something?
What are you? Really? I don't know your history, or what you've done before all of this started. As far as I know, you could be a demon from the underworld, or a furry alien species that wants to probe everyone.
Okay, a bit much. I didn't want that second one in my brain, but I see your point.
Not helping is the traitor's unconfirmed identity, so you look especially suspicious now.
Ugh. Okay.
Trying to figure out how to word it?
Yeah. Actually, would you even believe me if I said I was a mutant made by an evil scientist and that I kicked his butt several times?
You were made by an evil scientist?
Basically. He's constantly mutating the Australian wildlife to make minions, even mixing animal DNA.
I shudder to imagine what horrible monstrosities and abominations someone with that technology and power could do.
Okay, let's start with this asset I already have on hand. Let's change some material to be invisible. The shoes are red, the pants will be yellow. Let's just awkwardly drag Marge Simpson over here. Change the shirt and skin material, and perfect! I have now made a sinful abomination against humanity.
Everyone better stay out of my way.
What is wrong with you?
Trust me, I've seen worse. Did you see the Broly mod yet?
Where is this going?
To hell. Don't blame me, I didn't make this one.
What the hell happened?
Yeah, we don't have a lot of heroes on our side. It's just me, my sister, Aku Aku, and my brother. Most of the time, that's it. And even then, Crunch rarely gets a chance to do anything for one reason or another. Seriously, I'm telling the truth. If you thought I'd lie, then why bother asking?
No, I'm trying to recall your bio from memory.
Just look it up. It's faster.
Mr. CEO?
Yes?
Why were you named CEO? Or are those your initials?
CEO is my full legal name. My father is a very business-orientated man who values profits. He named me CEO as his first creation, the ultimate businessman.
What did your mom think about this?
We don't have those.
You don't?
It's a bizarre predicament. The women were turned into plants.
Why?
Misogyny.
What's that?
Thel, my father, hates women.
That's a terrible reason.
He's a bad person, plain and simple.
CEO? Why do bad people do bad things?
I could guess, but I don't think I want to know the answer.
You don't know? I guess that means you're not a bad person. 'Cause otherwise you'd know, right?
I mean, I'd like to think I'm a good person, but I'm not 100% confident in that.
I am. But you said your father's a bad person. Does that mean he's going to keep doing bad things? Can someone stop him from making things worse?
As soon as I'm able, I will take care of this issue.
I hope it gets resolved. Otherwise, someone might forget to water the plant ladies, or overwater them. That would be terrible.
Natsuki?
Sam?
Can I have free food?
Tactful as always, only if you can chill. We're stressed as is, and destruction isn't cathartic to us.
I can relax, sure.
We'll see. I'll start on some food, but you'll have to sit there and wait until it's ready.
Alright. So, what's it like taking off Octavian repeatedly? Don't you worry he'll flip out at you?
Sometimes. I can get more brash than I intend sometimes. I hate that I still do that.
Being blunt has its advantages, but you need to be smart about it. Generally, hostility makes you more enemies. More enemies makes your life much harder.
But sometimes you need to be rude because it's the only way people listen at all. And I'd rather be blunt than lie about how I really feel just to keep the peace. That's not something I want to deal with.
That can bottle up and explode fast.
Yep. I'm surprised we managed to have an engaging conversation that didn't involve weird crap happening.
What even is normal? I'll believe it exists when I actually see it. Even Jill isn't normal.
Well, yeah, she shoots zombies all the time.
I meant that there's no such thing as normal. Normal people are just fabricated by people in charge to mold susceptible populations into what they want. It's nothing but propaganda. Normal in ancient Rome isn't the same as normal in modern America. Blood sports aren't popular anymore, sadly.
You're way smarter and wiser than you act.
I guess the plan to have you eavesdrop on people didn't work out well, since we kinda forgot about it.
I tried to not.
I guess your reputation wasn't as useful as I thought it was. Maybe they thought you'd tell me? It definitely feels that way. I'm not even convinced the mastermind wants to do this either. These motives are garbage. They went through all the effort to get us all here. They know several deadly motive options from the other killing games and basically neutered them. And the people here aren't interested in killing each other and are smart and or kind enough not to do it. I doubt we'll get an answer out of Rex or Octavian, but I think they're the only ones who can answer it.
Absolutely not.
Okay, well, we tried, I guess. Alright, let's get back to it. And, thanks for keeping me company.
No problem. Not supposed to.
Excuse me, I'd like to ask something.
If this is about the crap on Fluky's workbench in the research tent, the answer is I'd really rather you not commit arson.
Tempting, but not what I was going to bring up. Besides, purely blowing everything up or setting everything on fire with no other acts of extreme violence type of humor would be dull after a while.
Like a bad running gag.
Serial toucher on the loose!
I'd say we call the cops!
I have to touch you!
Watch it, pervert!
Yes.
That was a very slow yes.
Okay, are you actually, like, the writer in charge of this plot?
Wait, what?
Are you the one writing this crap?
Wait. I forgot you're a massive fourth wall breaker.
What? Did you forget when I went to and swapped out a list of bleeped swear words with a shopping list? Of the time in the show where we address the kids watching, and when we comment on the age rating amongst way more examples that are actually required to solve the puzzles?
Yes, I did.
Wow, you're reacting way worse to this than when people started dropping. Well, this is awkward. So in real context, the reason I can't be with Max on a grand adventure is because of you. Nobody'd believe me if I brought any of this up anyway, so telling me why shouldn't hurt.
One character per franchise. If you have ever seen a multi-franchise crossover, the favoritism is always clear as day because roughly 1/4 of the cast is from one franchise, and everyone else is lucky to get one rep. That's why I couldn't include both of you. Besides, in this situation, you and Max being together is basically asking for free drama via one of your death, and neither of you want that.
Wouldn't it subvert expectations if it didn't happen?
True, but also it's free real estate. It mostly depends on execution of the concept.
So, what are you gonna do to me now that I know too much? Are you going to abuse your writer powers to erase this conversation from my memory? Make me act out of character? Kill me off?
No. Just because we got really mad at it and you know more than you were intended to doesn't mean we can't reach an agreement.
I really don't like the sound of that considering Carl's arrangement got him killed. Oh boy, what kind of crappy self-insert fanfiction did I wind up in?
Tell me about it.
What do you mean, tell me about it? You're the one writing it.
Self-insert fanfics have a terrible rep for a reason, and the biggest and most obvious one is the self-insert itself. I wanted a crossover fanfic with playing my favorites, not a self-insert one.
Then why are you here?
Because we need a villain setup that can pull off the plot in the direction it is intended to go. And there were no options for already existing games that could do that.
I don't follow.
Wait until, Chapter 4 is over, you'll see by then.
Whatever the arrangement is, I'm likely to pass on it, by the way.
Even if it makes you see Max.
What's the catch?
Well, I have to think on this, because I'm gonna need hindsight backup to see if asking you to do that would work out or not.
That being?
Later.
I am not joining the Associates.
Well, you are a freelancer, so I guess I should have expected that.
Nice try.
Well, you'll have to make do with the Max effigy for a bit, then.
This is an awkward situation. If I blab, you can easily ruin me and the others. But I can tell you don't want that, and your audience will definitely call foul if we're acting obviously weird or unnatural. Let's return to this topic later. We can both let it simmer and think on it.
Yeah, you're probably for the best. This stays between us, though.
So, you call Octavian a lot to ask questions, right?
Yeah.
Do you think I could do that too? I'm wondering about the meat farm.
Yeah, last I checked, that's not normal.
Does this mean we could grow meat instead of having to kill fish for sashimi? This could save so many animals.
This feels like a Sam topic.
Yeah, she loves animals. I bet she'd love it if we could save them.
Considering there's problems related to the ecosystem being destroyed by overfishing and things like that, that'd probably be a good thing. But animals eat each other. It's the circle of life, so any morality on the subject is kinda awkward.
Oh, I forgot that. And plants are alive too, right? I guess there's no way around it.
Yep.
Where do the animals go when they die?
I think you're going to get different answers from different people depending on what religious beliefs they have. Maybe they get reincarnated or go to heaven.
I hope they go to heaven so they can be happy forever. It's not their fault that we all need to eat.
That's a nice sentiment, Nanako.
Crash Bandicoot. You know, you're gonna have a very hard time talking to people like that. Crash, come on. You know, and I know, that your diction isn't actually this incomprehensible.
After successful expeditions to El Dorado, Shangri-La, Atlantis, and a brief fling with some dweeb named Smathan Drake.
Jealous? Your ex had a fling with Mr. Drake.
Why, you little...
There we go, now this conversation can go somewhere.
You knew this whole time?
Not until fairly recently. You exclaim things so often that the times you were seen using real words can be counted on one hand. Whoa, pancakes, and... Actually, I think that's it.
And yet you're keeping that to yourself.
Well, yeah, it's up to you to decide who to speak to like this. My only question is why? Why not speak like this all the time?
What if I have no reason for the way I usually speak?
My curiosity will bug me definitely for not knowing. I'm a very inquisitive person.
Yeah, I flippin' noticed.
I'd like to think I'm more of a long-standing friend than a creepy stalker, but there's no way I could defend myself without consequences.
And just what are those consequences?
What part of consequences for knowing did you choose to ignore?
All of it.
Well, now we both have reasons for strange behavior we refuse to say.
I suppose so.
So about Tana and Pinstripe.
That was a weird parallel universe we will never talk about again.
Update go. Oh God, why?
Is everything okay? You seem upset. A lot.
By our medium of choice gets so little respect, it's ridiculous. Sorry, that's not the issue, at least not exactly. Here's the problem. I was asked a while ago to hook up an old PS1 to see if it and its cables still worked for a family friend. Granted, I only did it out of social obligation, but...
Is it not working?
Sooner or later I'm not gonna need to look it up. RCA cables, that's it. The RCA cables were shot, but everything else, including the RE1 and 2 disc and the PS1 controllers I had to test, worked.
So you had to get a new cable? Are they hard to find?
No, I just told my dad to tell his friend that the cable doesn't work and to replace it if they want to use it. I did my part. That's that. The family friend wanted to give it to her nephew or something after making sure it worked.
So, what's the bad part?
The fact that she sold all of what I just mentioned over Facebook for $50 because the nephew didn't want it, and she didn't want it either. Oh my God, you do not do that to rare collector's items.
Maybe they didn't know how valuable it was?
That goes without saying.
You shouldn't be mad at them, anyway.
I am, even if it is unreasonable to be so.
I'm confused. If you know you're being unreasonable, then...
Knowing a way of thought or action is unreasonable isn't the same as actually being unreasonable. It's not like I went up and yelled at her for this mistake.
Could you explain the difference to me?
And a reasonable thought would be thinking that everyone in a group, jocks, nerds, popular people, or those of a race or gender, are all exactly the same thing the stereotype you think it is.
Could you say that last part with shorter words?
Basically, if you think all boys are bullies because they pick on you but girls don't, and you view them as angels.
Well, that's not a good thing to think. That's unfair.
At least you weren't on the receiving end of that mentality growing up.
What's an example of being unreasonable, then?
Actually treating both sides differently. It's easier to be a doormat to a group you think can do no wrong, and get defensive or hostile to one you expect wants to harass you. It's not based on the merits of the individual, it's based on which one's got it. Which one's male or female.
Do you treat people unfairly?
I try not to, but I'm aware of my biases. I mean, I have no political opinions at all outside of I hate politics, but I'm not gonna hate someone just because they're openly Republican or Democrat or whatever, just because they like politics. I will be mad if they start cramming politics down my throat, though. But that's unrelated to the bias, that's just someone not taking in that they're annoying me.
Oh. But at least you're trying not to be mean, right?
Well, actually, I was about to go over nuance.
Oh?
You know the time you stormed out of the house because it looked like your dad wasn't going to make it to a parent-teacher conference?
Actually, it was a parent-teacher interview he didn't want to do, but yeah.
I'm not that wrong. Anyway, the action you took on its own is unreasonable, yet I wouldn't say you were being unreasonable because your dad was neglecting you in the first place. You were fed up. Wanting your dad to spend time with you shouldn't feel so hard to work.
I got really mad at Dad that day.
You and Ryotaro's situation is complicated. I still say he could do better.
Do you know why he's never home?
He never told you? He wants to find and arrest whoever ran over your mom.
I see.
Should I go get Ramble?
No. No, it's okay.